cleared this space for the garlic about 2 weeks ago, and of course the weeds are starting to come back. So I'm just giving it a quick light hoe to get rid of the surface weeds that are growing, and then Maria's going to plant the garlic here.
Back in June, I harvested 250 garlic bulbs, and I hoped that was going to be enough to do us for the year. And it looks like we've had some very good cloves that I can plant, and it should be enough for us and some to share. I'm going to take what I've done already, because I was getting more cloves than I expected from each bulb, and see how many we've got. So I really need to count them. I don't need more garlic than I need. Bit smoky. The neighbours are burning olive prunings. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm basically just laying these out where they're going to be planted properly, so I can see how many I've done. I'm doing them in rows of 10 because it's easy to count in tens. 6, 7, 8. There's, if you see here, a little rooty section, pointy section, planted, pointy section up. I think it's time for pomegranates. They've gone a little bit square They're not round anymore. So I'm going to harvest them. Maybe I'll just cut them off. Look at the way they're weighing down that branch. They're very small. It's the pomegranate harvest for 2023. But it's a harvest. Yay!
We picked the gigantes again. Now, we don't normally pick them when they're green. Normally we would wait until they're dry and then we pick them, and they're good for storing. We're into November now, and these are not going to dry on the plants, and we probably can't dry these at home, so we're going to pick them now and eat them now, and they're great eaten fresh.
Well, that's 120, and that's all I've left in that batch. Most of these are a bit on the small side now. I need another bed the same size again. Dan, look, there's a few onions that missed your strimmer. Oh, like a shallot. That's good. Doing too badly for November. Oh, we still got the melon to put in. Well, at last the porcini have come. This, oh wow. Oh my goodness, that was a double. This will just be dried. Wow. There's another one. Is this one eaten? Good. Yeah.
There's more over there as well.
Yeah, I know. This is where they live. It's the thing about porcini, once you've found them, they're always back.
The javeli have been in here. They've torn up the ground quite a lot just around here, and they're getting quite close to our vegetable beds. We're getting a little bit concerned that we might lose some of our vegetable beds to the javeli or the wild boar, wild pigs, whatever you call them. They're causing quite a lot of damage here. none of our actual plants have been damaged, but they're getting pretty close. I'm pretty sure that just here is where they come up from the cork oak forest. Some of them go up there and stay in the cork oak forest. We can see a path that has been carved out by them. But then some of them, they're also coming here onto the second terrace and getting quite close to our vegetable beds. The wild boar have been up this far, and our neighbour said he saw them walking across our top terrace the other day. So I've got some of these small garlics which were too small for planting, and I'm going to plant them here because we've done a little bit of research and apparently the boar don't really like garlic. So whether or not it will do anything to deter them, but it's worth a try. For us, this is a cost-free solution to deterring wild boar. Now the rest of the little garlics we made into confit of garlic. Now that is something special. You must try it. They don't like human scent. And one way we can leave our human scent around is by weeing. Now I have been weeing over there on a pretty regular basis, but with the amount of rain we've had over the last month, that just gets washed away. The ground behind me is completely dug up by the wild boar. This is all right because we don't have valuable vegetables growing here, but they are getting within 2 meters of our vegetable beds. We need your help for this one. If you've got any ideas of deterring wild boar, please let us know in the comments.
That's a nice one. Might have dropped one too. These are the hot pod ones, Dan.
Yeah, they are indeed.
These are dying off in their face. I don't know if there's any more. More over here, Dan. Do you want this kale?
No, I want Cavallo Nero.
Beautiful, aren't they? Right. Okay. I think you need to carry these now. It's getting a bit heavy for me. And we'll go and pick some peppers.
I don't think that one's worth picking. Oh, this one is though. It's quite small, but small is good. that's a reasonable size. Should be enough for our roast squash, white bean and cavallo nero stew that I'm making tonight. Gigantes we grow for the big drying bean normally, although we picked them green yesterday and had a fantastic meal out of them. That was the second later crop. Now it's time to cut back all these gigantes to allow the light in to the big cabbages that Murray planted the other week. So that's what I'm going to get on with today, clearing all of this. I'm sure I won't get all of it off, but it will allow a lot more light in. So I'm going to be cutting off all of the vines at the base. We'll leave the roots in. These gigantes may regrow next year. If we don't have a cold winter, they can regrow as perennials. So we'll leave the root system in the ground. A couple of weeks ago I planted broad beans or fava beans underneath the tomatoes here. So we actually need more space than we think because crops aren't out of a bed early enough for the next crop to get established. Along here though, we can establish broad beans underneath the tomatoes. We don't need to dig the tomatoes out, and we'll just cut them off when we're done with them or when the plants are finished. But at the moment they're still producing quite a few tomatoes. And now that I've cleared the tomatoes away, all the broad beans have germinated and are starting to grow, and now they've got the space and light to carry on and produce us a good harvest.
Well, I've been left to strip the tape off the cardboard, but it's a good job for a rainy day, and Dan can work outside. I don't really like working in the rain. Don't really like doing this either, but it's a better job than being out in the wet.
Well, these are not really ready yet. I don't think they're actually going to develop or ripen any further. It's too wet and the weather's getting a bit colder. So they're perfectly edible as they are now. So we will take them home and cure them at home in the sun, if we get any sun. That's it from us today, and we'll see you next time.